Today, I come to you with somber words. I watched the video of former police chief of St. Louis, David Dorn, laying in the streets, gasping for air. I watched David Dorn take his last breath. He was someone's father. He was someone's grandfather. He was 77 years old, and he was Black. He was murdered in the streets during the George Floyd riots. He was not killed by protesters. He was killed by criminals. He was killed by looters who hid under cover, under disguise of protesting the death of George Floyd. Don't be mistaken. These individuals do not represent the Black community. These individuals do not represent me. These individuals are criminals. They're murderers, and they should be punished. I want justice for David Dorn. I want his killers to be brought to justice. George Floyd's family, they're getting justice. Those officers who brutally murdered him are in custody. They're arrested. But yet, David Dorn's murderers are free to roam the streets, to victimize somebody else, because let's get this straight. They are not victims. They are cold-blooded murderers. They are the problems that plight the Black community. It is not police brutality who kills the majority of Black males. It is Black-on-Black crime, perpetrated by the conditions that have been set by career politicians like Julia Brownlee, like Maxine Waters, like Adam Schiff, like Nancy Pelosi. I don't need, and quite frankly, nobody needs a commission to tell them what the problem is in the Black community. Why Black males are dying. Black males are dying because we don't have opportunity. Those Black criminals, men that were out there, that were robbing and looting and murdered David Dorn, they have no opportunities that are given to them. They're given excuses by certain politicians that they can't make it on their own, that education isn't the key, that you need someone to help you. You need someone to guide you, to feed you little tidbits of assistance every now and then, but not giving you real wealth. I was in that situation. As a young Black woman, I was told that I would amount to nothing, that I was incapable of doing things. It's called a self-fulfilling prophecy, and politicians use that constantly, a self-fulfilling prophecy. If we feel that we're not worth anything, if we feel that we can't accomplish anything, then we don't. But we have to stop it. And I see politicians on social media encouraging these protesters, encouraging these rioters. David Dorn's blood is on your hands, because when the protesters come, it gives cover for criminals to come out, to loot, to rob. I saw a mob of people, about 60 people, breaking into a Wells Fargo. You tell me, how is that helping the cause? It's not. This is just politicians wanting a photo op for their own political gain, and it does nothing for us. Watching David Dorn take his last breath broke my heart. I looked at him and thought of my grandfather. I looked at him and thought of my uncle, who was murdered, who laid bleeding, similar to David Dorn. where my aunt had to watch him take his last breath. The violence, it has to end. As a politician, I will be accountable. As a politician, I want to be held accountable, to have real change, not just self-gain, but real change. I look, whenever there's a police death, the first thing you see is the family lawyer who speaks for the family, who wants justice for the family. No, it's not justice that these lawyers seek. It's money. I don't see one lawyer on TV demanding justice for David Dorn, but I'm going to tell you, I'm a lawyer and I'm outraged. And if you were harmed in any way by any of these criminal so-called protesters, by these agitators, I will take legal action on your behalf. I will take legal action on your behalf. I will be like Thurgood Marshall. And I will go after these agitators. And I will file lawsuits. And I will hold them accountable. People always talk about white supremacy and the KKK. Let me tell you what happened with the KKK. When they couldn't get prosecuted because Democrat white jurors would let them off and didn't prosecute them, you know what happened? What eventually weakened the KKK? The KKK was sued civilly for their violence, and it bankrupted them. That's what we have to do. I tell you now, any family, anyone that was harmed by these so-called protesters, these so-called action groups, I will take legal action against them. My voice, our voice. We will stand up, all Americans. Black, brown, white, Asian, whatever you are, we are America first. And we will stand together against these people, these terrorists. Stand with me, because I stand with you.